fans, welcome back and welcome back. I apologize for cutting the duct tape short, but we have our next series, our next matchup. I apologize for the extended break as well, but we have found our players. I believe Kyto was able to take down Di Stefano in a 2-1 score. Went all the way to the ace match, and now he has found himself amongst one of the best Terran players in the Americas, because spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the American Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta, aka Migs, aka Miguelito. Miguelito, papi. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the yellow Terran player representing Clan Niabla. I'm not too sure. It is Kyto. Let us go. Just quickly double checking, and yeah, Kyto, oh, from Argentina. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Niabla. Yeah, there we go. From Argentina, papi, from Argentina. I had no idea his nationality was from Argentina. Do love to see it. We have found ourselves in the midst of a TvT. Kyto looking to go for a more economic Rax expand setup here. Meanwhile, Mig's going for a double gas opener, a lot more aggressive here from our red Terran player. He's looking to zoom on by, looking to blaze through this, and we'll see if Kyto can keep up. Again, with a double gas opener, we can gain access to a faster factory and a faster starport as well. So aggression is on the table for the red Terran. Should I update the nameplate? Should I do like? Should I? Bam. Do we want Migs or do we want Vindicta? Do we? Which I can do both. I guess for now Vindicta, just in case someone tunes in, they're like, "Who the hell is Migs? What's going on, papi? Who is this?" Vindicta. For now, though, yeah, we do have again an economic opener out of Kyto, going for a Rax expand, as we saw, because of the single gas opener. Reaper is on the way, and Migs, how aggressive, how committed are we going to be here? Again, of course, there is a bit of a skill gap. We were talking in the chat earlier about how, again, this event is open to all leagues, to limited regions, of course, to the Americas, Latin America, Oceania, and Southeast Asia. So the regions are limited, but open to everyone. And we had a lot of diamond players sign up, a lot of masters players, even a couple of gold players as well. It was really cool to see. But amongst them, we have the pro players, we have the GMs as well. And here we go. Migs is going to be pushing in, going to be delaying the expansion on the low ground. Does take down, or does delay that CC. The SCV did survive. I mean, props to Kyto for keeping it alive, actually. Very nicely done. Migs losing one SCV, Kyto losing nothing. But that was merely the beginning, because we have more Reapers on the way. We're getting into Hellion production as well, so we're committing to Reaper Hellion. We dive in, we shoot first. No, and the Reaper is going to go down. This can snowball very quickly out of control. Kyto evacuating that natural base. He does fully wall up. Cyclone, it just now starts. The Cyclone was delayed. Oh, and you got to be crisp. You need to be crisp here when you're up against a player like Vindicta. Marine does come out, but one Marine is not going to be enough, and we have more reinforcements on the way. Boys are being pulled. We're going to have to repair, but if we get closer, we're going to get hit by the splash damage of that Hellion. Oof. Yeah, and again, Kyto just panicking a little bit. The Cyclone is about to pop out. With the help of the Cyclone, we should be able to hold on. We should be able to force this back. Okay, the lock-on is real. We barely don't get the Reaper. The wall is going to burn down as well. That is going to supply block Kyto quite heavily, actually. He's trying to get into his 1-1-1 behind this. Migs getting into his... getting into a tech lab on that starport. We have a Raven on the way. And this is getting out of hand. This is already becoming too much. Kyto, to break free from that supply block, did call down the supply on that depot. Cyclone moves up, but one Cyclone on its own. We can dive on it. As Migs behind this is getting into his own CC on the low ground, getting ahead economically, taking down the SCV, and just containing Kyto here to one base even. The Cyclone barely survives. The second Cyclone does arrive as well. Again, a big part of this is just because of the delayed production here from Kyto. Ooh, did snowball out of control. Another Cyclone goes down, and Migs, he's not done. Vindicta is not done as he is barely going to outrange that Marine. The CC does complete. We can float it back to safety, back to the main base. It is going to be burning. And Migs, he's just not stopping, not slowing down. He does have a third CC behind this. He's just getting further and further ahead. And it's on Kyto to try to survive. Oh, they're scared into the main. Reveals the lack of production, or the Raxes that are still on the way. And Migs is just rallying everything across the map. Liberator going to try and hold on. Up! Auto turret gets thrown down. Now we're able to trade well against the Marines. The Raven survives. 2 Marines make it out of there. Ay, ay, ay. And here comes another Raven. Again, the only thing keeping Migs at bay here is the Lib. The Lib, we're getting ambitious. He wanted the Raven. Wanted the Raven. Auto turret, no, is going to go down, but so does the Raven. Good pickup from Kyto, but alas, he's still just being contained to his one base. And finally, Vindicta has broken in. He's broken through. Busting into the main. A tank does arrive. But really, Kyto, he's just struggling to hold on to what little he has. Behind this, Migs, he's just getting his third. Getting into his 3-1-1 setup. Gonna be landing it soon on location. The disable is real, and this tank can now get within range. Again, the tank is under fire. The factory as well. Repairs. It's not going to quite be good enough. As the auto turret's thrown down, the tank falls as well. The factory, the tank will not come out. And that's all she wrote. That's all we had left. GG, well played, it's called, and Migs. Vindicta does take game number 1. GG. Kyto, he was just trying to survive. He was just trying to survive, and things just went from bad to worse from the early game. Remember, Vindicta, he was able to kill the first Reaper. He was able to deny the natural base and contain his opponent before Kyto could really even get his first Cyclone up and running. From that moment forward, Vindicta, he was in control. He was in the driver's seat and just did not allow Kyto to get back into that game. And now we are getting into game number 2. I'm really curious what the map is going to be. Again, the Russian system by ground on Golden Ore is relatively short. Oh, likewise on this one. Game 2, Oceanborn. Oh boy. And I'm curious if Kyto is going to adjust. You know, props to Kyto. You know, in game 1, he's like, you know what? I'll go for an economic opener. I'll play straight up against Migs. I'll go for a gate expand. Oh, sorry, a rack expand even. Here in game 2, I expect that to change. I expect Kyto to be like, okay, you know what? I tried to do things the macro way, the honorable way. Now it's time to cheese. Now it's time to proxy. I want to believe. Or at least go for a double gas opener. We'll see. We'll see what Kyto, what he brings to the table and how he adjusts now that game 1 is kind of in the books. Again, he's tried the macro way. Do we try the cheese? We'll see. As for now, getting into that second game, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the American Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Argentinian Terran player, the yellow Terran from Argentina, papi, representing Niebla. It is Kyto. Oh, sorry, Niebla. Oh, right. Yeah. Some reason my brain thought the E was an A. Niebla. It's upon us. Here we go. We'll see how our players do adjust. Again, Migs recently becoming more of a content man. Similar to following the footsteps of Ubu Thermal. A little bit bittersweet. It was a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, a while ago now at this point, where Vindicta did announce that he was retiring. Essentially, it was after he failed to qualify for the regionals of North America, or sorry, of the Americas in ESL Masters. After Migs wasn't able to make it through the closed qualifiers, he did announce his retirement, and As a result, he's been, of course, focusing on his IRL commitments, getting a job IRL, and he's been just playing and streaming in his free time instead, which is understandable. You know, it is again a little bit heartbreaking because Migs, he's one of my boys, he's one of my many kids, one of my many children. Feels bad, man. And yeah, a little bit sad to see that kind of story end in a way. I mean, he's still a part of the scene. He's still making videos whenever he can. So you know, you can never really leave. One of those things. StarCraft has been a big part of his life, and gonna try to keep that going for as long as he can. So much love to Vindicta. Behind this, we do see a shift. This is what I expected. Double gas opener out of Kyto. A role reversal here. Migs going for a Rax expand. Okay. A single gas opener here from Vindicta. Double gas from Kyto. So again, just a role reversal from the previous game. And you can see how to play this out safely here. We have the Marine, yes. Safety bunker on the low ground so the Marine stays alive. We do have that factory on the way, getting into the add-ons as well. This is a much cleaner opener here from Migs. And this is also why there can be value here playing despite being a lower league player. Kyto now, of course, is going to have access to this replay, and he can learn from this, especially in a mirror matchup. He can study Migs' side of things and even learn to improve his own play. If you're curious yourself whether you want replays from Migs, Nina, some of the other players in this tournament, or even some of the other events we cast, like players like Cyril, Rainer, Clem, since we do cover Kung Fu Cup, and we do have permission to share replays, we do release replay packs for our subscribers. Our subscribers do get replay packs from most of the tournaments that we cast. Events like the Sparkling Tuna Cup, Tenacious Turtle Tussle, Grand Platypus Open, Kung Fu Cup, OSC King of the Hill, to name a few. We don't have permission to give replays of, or we don't have replays for WTL because we cast from a clean feed, and we don't have permission to share replays of ESL Open Cups. The ESL Open Cups, they are not shared to our subscribers, but all the other events, we share them. If you're interested. Otherwise, here we go. Kyto going to be pushing here with going straight into tank production? Question mark instead of Cyclones? I'm not too sure if I like this. We get the logo. The tank is under fire, and it's going to go down. An expensive loss here from Kyto. I kind of glossed over it, but yeah, he went double gas into factory into tank production early on. Tanks, they can be powerful, don't get me wrong, but on their own, they are so vulnerable. They need support. And this early on, the first tank going down is massive. This is basically a one base all in, a 1-1-1, very delayed CC. We're actually going to be getting it, but still a very committed push here from Kyto. Very committed build. Yeah, gets a Marine. But slow and steady, you know, with this tank push, slow and steady here. Vikings have already arrived. Got these Cyclones, they still pose a massive threat. They take down the Marines. The Marines go down. We can collapse on the tank as well. The juggling, the hot pickup. Migs barely keeping that Cyclone alive on 4 HP. And GG gets called. XD. Papi. It didn't work. GG, and Vindicta will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. And with that, Vindicta will take the series 2-0, advancing on here to the semifinals. My condolences to Kyto, but I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the effort, and he himself knew that, mate, if we're rushing tanks like that, if we lose the first tank, it's difficult to recover from. It is going to be difficult, so GG, well played. And